Howdy folks, it's Tall Turtle here, and welcome back to another texture pack update video for Minecraft 1.17, where it's always noon. I have time stopped in my texture test world, so that is always noon. So today, I have quite a bit of stuff to show you that I've been doing over the past few weeks, but then I'm also very stuck on two textures. Try not to spoil what's in front of me as I'm walking backwards. I'm very stuck. I'm actually going to talk about those stuck things. Whoa, don't look over there either. I'm very stuck about those two things, and it's bugging me, but it's been a few weeks. I've been working on them a few weeks, and I'm like, I'm just going to go forward with this, and then talk about what's stuck. Hey, buddy. And then I'll, oh, is there a villager because I've got so many beds here? Oh, interesting. I'll talk about what I'm stuck on, and then, yeah, just tell you my thought process about that. So without further ado, let's look at some new stuff. Alright, so coming down here to my texture display area, I'm going to talk about that dirt in a second, but I wanted to show you a few things. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do the cave vines. If you remember from Eternia, if you're watching the Eternia series, you've actually already seen this, I think. Maybe not, but for those of you who watch this video, probably don't watch Eternia, I'm guessing. I'm glad if you do, but if not, then I'm going to act as though you haven't seen this before. So here are my cave vines with glowberries on them. Come here. There we go. You can see how they all connect. Of course, there's a pattern because the texture is a pattern, but they all connect. Originally, I had this very, very thick, like super thick, more like bushes hanging down, but then I studied the original default texture. I'm like, no, it's vines for sure. So I made vines and put leaves on them, and then they all connect together. Very awesome. Very happy about that. And they just simply, whoops, do we go like that? There we go. And then if you bone meal them or let them grow forever and ever, you'll get berries down there. So there we have our cave vines that are lit, and they're glowberries. So let me show you my glowberry texture as we head back out here, and then we'll move on to the next thing. But here we go. Glowberries actually had a fix because the way I made that texture was a little different, and it was transparent around the top. So I fixed it. Looks good when it's placed. Looks good in hand. And then you've seen them in action, and if you watch Eternia, you've seen them as applied to something. Moving along, I did my glow ink sack. I'm very excited about how that turned out. I think it looks awesome. So then I tweaked the regular ink sack to get more definition in there, rather than just a blah gray blob. So now there's more texture and definition based on that one. And then they're more similar too. If you know what to look for the highlights and lowlights, they match. Then that way it's, you know, similar continuity stuff. All right, moving along then, what do we have next? We have a bucket of axolotl. So what I did is I used my own bucket template I use for all the bucket stuff, and just put the default axolotl in it. And I think that's a great compromise because I do not want to mess with the mob itself. So I'm very excited about how that turned out. And then I have my glow item frame, which if you've seen it in Eternia, I didn't like it, so I actually fixed it between Eternia and now. So here we go, glow item frame. The way it works is it has similar wood to the outside, which is actually a separate texture that it calls upon in the JSON file. So I took my regular frame wood and I made it a little bit lighter because the light is, you know, reflecting on it, and it would lighten up how the wood looks. So it's my own wood, and then I took that texture and lighted it up, and then I added a little neon light around the outside. So the neon is what is making it glow. Does that make sense? When you put an item in there, do I have an item that isn't glowing? There. And then that gets a little bit lighter too, see? So that's how that works. Ooh, that makes that one a lot lighter. So anyway, so we have a glow item frame now. See how it's glowing? It makes it lighter. That is so cool. What's to do to glass? Can you put a frame within a frame? You can. And then within a frame? Nope. What if you glow frame and glow frame? There we go. See how it makes it lighter? That is so stinking cool. There we go. And it's lit by this neon. That's my thought and theory behind it, is you have neon, or I guess it'd be LED in this case, but that's around the edges that makes the wood glow and everything glow. So that is my glow item frame. I'm super proud of that because it's in the beginning of 117. I didn't know what I was going to do. So if I go through my list, I think I have everything for this first part, right? The cave vines, the vines, lit the berries, the ink sacks, the item frame, and the axolotl bucket. Alrighty, so we're going to get rid of all this stuff here. And then we're going to move on to something, a few things that were actually missed when I did my previous versions. So let me pull those up. Alright, so when I did the corals for the aquatic update, whatever that was, a long time ago, I did the coral blocks and the coral fans and the coral whatever, but I never did just the regular old-fashioned dead coral. I missed all of these for some reason. Like I said, I did the fan versions, I did the block versions, but for some reason I forgot this variation. I never noticed because I don't really spend any time in warm ocean biomes all that much, so I never really noticed. But there you go, those of you who use my texture pack and go to warm oceans, the coral is now complete. No one brought this to my attention, I just accidentally discovered it somehow and decided it was time to fix it. So here we go, the next thing we're going to do is the tripwire hook I forgot to do for some reason. I don't know why, but it was forgotten. So there you go. I think I noticed it when I did my shower or the bath in my Eternia mountain house bathroom. And I finally just now got around to doing it for some reason. But anyway, I think you all know if you put string in between, there you go, boom, see, then it goes down. Now, the string in my hand is Red Craft. I'll be getting to my own soon. But the string right here, I didn't really do a new texture. That's why I can see the squares. But I just softened it up a little bit. So if you see it from a distance like this, you're like, oh, it's smooth. I wasn't going to take like real string and mess with it because then it might become too visible. And then it'd be super obvious it's there. So I left it the default texture, but I just smoothed that out a little bit. So now it just looks like a braided string. See how it looks like a braided string from farther away? There you go. And I think it's good now. I'm not going to do anything further with it. So let's see. That takes care of all... Nope, there's two more new things I can't show you yet. So before we go over to the geode, which, spoiler alert, I finished... Well, I didn't finish the geode stuff, but I did some more stuff with the geode. I want to talk about the first thing I'm stuck here, which is dirt. So this is Red Craft's dirt, which is good. I like it. But I need to do some things for 1.17. I need to do the hanging roots, but before I can do the hanging roots, I need to do the rooted dirt, which is this. Before I do my own rooted dirt, I have to do my own dirt texture because the roots are going to be integrated into this. I cannot use Red Craft's textures to make my own out of it and then give it away. I could probably ask for permission, and I could do it just for my own personal use, but if I'm going to share this texture pack, even if I don't charge for it, which I don't, but if I'm going to share the texture pack, I cannot take Red Craft's dirt and stick it here to make my own rooted dirt. I cannot do that. So I need to make my own rooted dirt, but for continuity, I need to make my own dirt. Make sense? So, and then this coarse dirt, I'm going to keep that way, but... So I've been working on my own dirt, and I actually really, really love my dirt texture on its own, and it connects block to block, and there's no pattern in it. It is amazing to what I tried to accomplish, but I cannot get the color right. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Here is my own dirt texture, and I love it so much. Like I said, from block to block, you can't even tell where the blocks are. Here, let me get rid of this. You can't even tell where the blocks change. You might think you see it, but that's not where it actually changes. So I'm so happy with how this turned out. The problem is I can't get the color right. If I mess with the colors, it just doesn't work. And then the highlights and lowlights give it a edge to it, and it's just, I cannot get the colors how I want it. But I have to do my own dirt so that I can do my own rooted dirt, which then means I need to do my own grass and my own path. Farmland doesn't matter. Farmland uses something else on top. But then I need to do my own snow too. But once I get my dirt, the rest of these will be easy. I live in Minnesota. I have pictures of snow. I have grass. I have an idea for a path that I can't wait to show you. But I gotta do my own dirt. And actually there's a bit more of a pattern in there than I thought. But again, it's not where you think it is within the blocks. I guess I'm okay with it. I'm so frustrated. I can't get the colors to work. So in real life the color's great. In my photo the color is great. But in Minecraft it messes with it a little bit. So it's really whitish, right? It's way too light, especially next to Red Craft's dirt, which uses the default color scheme for Minecraft. So I'm really, really stuck on this dirt. I am so frustrated. I might just start over with a new photo. When I do my photorealistic stuff, sometimes I will tweak things like colors and highlights and lowlights sometimes. And I do talk about it when I do, but it's actually very, very rare. 99% of the time I select a photo and I work hard to select a photo or part of a photo that needs no alteration. Like this moss, that is not altered, except for an edge so that you don't see more of a pattern. I mean, there's a little bit of pattern that matches the grass, but that's on purpose. But otherwise, like this. You know, this, what I took this from for my coarse dirt, that's just a picture that I carefully selected and then tweaked a few things so you don't see the edge of the block. But otherwise, that's like a real photo. I didn't do anything with that. No colors, no highlights, no lowlights. That's a real photo that I purposely took carefully so it would work. So is this. But when I mess with it, it gets really awful. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm completely stuck on my dirt. But I need to do my dirt so I can do hanging roots, rooted dirt, and then all this other stuff. So I don't know. If I get stuck enough, I'll just come up with some type of rooted dirt temporarily until I figure out dirt later. But yeah, I don't know. So there's my start of a dirt. I normally don't show you textures in progress, but I've been sitting on this for a couple weeks. So there you go. There's my my regular dirt that I'm working on. So one more thing to show you. We have to go over to my geode. Let me TP over there. Alright, we're inside my geode, and what I'm going to show you is really trippy. I did my amethyst block, and I love it, and I'm not changing it, so I hope you like it. But here you go. Are you ready? Trippy. I know, it's very trippy, but you get used to it. The whole point is I wanted it to not look smooth, and if you look at it, it does not look smooth. It looks like it's pointed up and jagged. You know, if you open up a geode at like a, I don't know, a gift shop, you know, one that's open, or some places you can open them yourselves, it's not smooth in there. It's very jagged in there, and that's what I wanted to recreate, and I think it works fantastic. I love it so very much. Now if you want to see what the shard looks like, let's just show what the shard looks like. Pretty obvious. I did have to change that a lot because I had some vague representations of other things. So I worked hard to not make it look like that. So they're not to make it look inappropriate. Oh, I was testing my tripwire too. And is there a string there? Yep. So anyway, there's my shard, which I'm super proud of, and I'm super excited about my amethyst block. Again, it's trippy at first, but you get used to it, and it actually does what it's supposed to do. It's not smooth. Now, where am I stuck? Well, the second thing I'm stuck on, number one was the dirt. Number two are my amethyst budding blocks, or whatever they're called, budding amethyst. Yeah. Don't know what to do about that. And then conversely, I don't know what to do about these things. The clusters, you got small bud, medium bud, large bud, and then clusters, and then the budding block itself. I'm totally stuck. I had a bunch of clusters going, but then they just blend in and you can't see a dang thing. So I need to find something different so it stands out. And then the budding blocks are supposed to be like this, that kind of crack open and then the buds come out, right? Or the clusters come out, but I can't figure out what to do. I need to start with this block for continuity from block to block, but then I gotta do something creative in the middle and I'm totally stuck. So I don't know. I need to come up with something. So anyway, without beating a dead horse, those are the textures I have done so far since the last update. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully it's okay I talked about the two things I'm completely stuck on, because again, I've been sitting on these two things for a couple weeks now, just not knowing what the heck I'm going to do. But anyway, aside from the things I'm stuck on, what else is there? Well, it's not only unsticking myself from the dirt, but it's all the dirt types. I can do the rooted dirt and hanging roots. I have to do the azalea plants and all those variations. That's like 20 textures there. And then just the random stuff. Drip leaves, spore blossom, candles. I need to do the candle. I already know I'm going to do the candles, but there's like 48. Because there's 16 colors plus the default, so that's 17. 17 times 2 is 35 because they light up. So there's at least 35 textures there. And then I kind of still want to do my own stone stuff and diorite and all that stuff, which I don't need to. I might push that off. But, so yeah, there you go. Azalea stuff, dirt stuff, candles, drip leaf stuff, and my own terracotta pack, which will just be goofy and obnoxious, which is just going to be for me. So anyway, there you have it. Hopefully you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see the next update video whenever that comes out. And stick around for Eternia and Flight Simulator. I'll see you next time.